Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play of Mortal Online 3rd Era. This is Phone Gaming Connoisseur, and today this is a video on how to make steel. Okay, so now I've not made steel before, so this is going to be a first attempt for me as well. Now I have read a number of guides on how to make steel, and it is a lot more, involving a lot more processes, and so let's hope that this goes well. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, I guess I should show you the first thing I should show you is the skills involved as well. Now, if you have seen my video on how to make cuprum, then you probably know most of the skills that are involved. So I won't go through those because those skills would be helpful if you can train those up. So if you haven't seen that video on how to make cuprum, go and check it out. I've put a link in the description below. And so just to help you to link to that video, so I'll just show you the skills that you'll need. So firstly you'll need metallurgy if you haven't got that already. That's up to 100. Should lock that, and should put that to 90 as well. Okay, so you'll need iron-based alloys. So if you don't have this, you need to train it first, let it train all the way to its maximum, as much as the book will allow, and then once you've got that, you'll need grain steel law. So train that up, and steel law as well. Now these two books cost 2 gold and 50 silvers, and then once you've got that, you'll need basic metals, and you should have that already. If you've trained all the skills in how to make cuprum, you should have this already. So once you have that, you need pig iron law. I do apologize for the background noise, there's a motorcycle going past. So you need this pig iron law, so train that, and then you also need Calx law. So you get that, I think, automatically once you start mining Calx, rocks. And you also need coal, which you can get from the librarian. Okay. And you also need coke. And so that's a skill, that's a mineral that you'll get from smelting coal together with coal, or with, I think, Calx powder. And you also need blood ore, so this is an important one. Okay, so I think, and of course you also need Granum, and you'll get that as well once you mine Granum rocks. Okay, so that's all the skills for material law. Now the one that you'll need for making steel, and this is the most, I think this is probably one of the most important ones. Okay, where did that skill go? There is a skill, and I think that's under extraction. Nope. Okay, so you'll need refining. So let me just find that. Oh, here we go. So you need to get this skill as well. Okay, but the good thing is that all the skills that I described, you can get right here in Meduli. Let me just close that first. And it's a good day to do this video. It's weather's very nice. I always like daytime. I like it when it's daytime. It's a nice time to do my videos. So all the skills that I've just described, the listed, you can get either from here, Tyndremic Librarian, or in that tower over there. So that's a bit of a distance, and I don't think there are any guards, so just be careful when you're going up there. But all the skills that I've just listed, you can get either from here or there. And I think there's a skill, I think Grain Steel or Steel Law, that you can only get from there. So I think once you get through them, you'll eventually find out which ones you need to get and where you'll get them. Okay, so the first thing that we'll need to do is we need to crush the ores that we've collected. I collected some time ago in another video. Oh, man, what happened to this guy? Yeah, I see a lot of people getting killed here in Meduli. So we're going to crush Granum and Calx. Now if you don't know where to get Granum and Calx from Meduli, there's another video that I've also done, so there's a link in the description below that will take you to the video. Okay, so let's go and crush the Granum ore. Okay, so hopefully this goes well, because I don't know if there are murderers at this time. There might be. So let's hope for the best. That's the grinder. So you need to use the right appliance. So just make sure you go to the crusher. Well, you can use the grinder as well, but from what I've seen in the emulator, I think it said that using the crusher is the best, most ideal method, or one of them anyway. And also make sure that you don't move while this is happening. However, you can turn around and look around your surroundings. That won't cause any problems, but just make sure you don't move. Okay, so we've got some materials from that. So let me just go back to my bank. So as you can probably notice, there are several other materials that I've also got. Now I have not listed those skills because they're not essential to making steel, so they're probably useful for other kinds of metals, but for steel, I don't think you need those, like flakestone, amarantum. Yeah, you don't need those for making steel, so I've not trained those, but you can train those if you want, but it's not essential. So let me just put that down. Okay, so as you can see, we've got some blood ore. So what have we got? Amarantum, blood ore, flakestone, and Granum powder. Okay, so now I'm gonna crush some Calx. And so guys, I should also just let you know that this could be a quite a long video, because not only is making steel far more processes, involves far more processes, but you know, this is also my first time, so I may have to, from time to time, I may need to refer to the emulator and certain other guides, and so I'll put a link in the description below for those things as well, in case you need it. So for crushing crushing calx, you also use the crusher, based on what the guides have said. There are other ways. You can use the grinder, but you'll need to... I think you'll need to use some sort of catalyst. Okay, so I've learned a new skill, Calx Law. I always wonder why SV had to put this here. Why couldn't they put it somewhere where there are guards? You know, I do kind of feel that this is SV's way of torturing refiners, putting them out here so that you have to always face that possibility of danger. Oh well, you know, that's part of the game design. They did intentionally make this a, you know, danger everywhere kind of game, which I like as well, you know. So on one hand it's torturous, but on the other hand it's fine by me. I like it. There shouldn't be anything in this game that you just get for free and, you know, without any risk. Otherwise it's just not fun. So let me just put this down as well. Okay, so we've got some calx powder, coal. We've got some malachite as well, flakestone. Okay, so we put that in. Put that with that. Okay, so let's see the. All right, so we've got some calx powder. Calx law is 47. Okay, let's continue to crush those, and hopefully I have enough. Hopefully I have enough to make at least one steel bar. But generally speaking, I think I've got all the processes nailed, you know. I've nailed all the processes correctly, I think. So theoretically I should be able to make a steel bar. Yeah, it's a really nice day today. I really like this kind of weather in Marland. Now the first sign of danger. I'll probably have to run. Come on. Come on. Alright. So we got more calx powder, more coal. Okay, so that's first step done. So let me just put this down. I don't know about you, but I'm really enjoying this because figuring things out is quite enjoyable. I like figuring things out. Okay, so what is this? So that's flagstone. That's coal. Where is coal? Is that Granum powder? Man, there's just so many different kinds of stuff. I get a little bit overwhelmed by all this newfangled stuff. Alright, so I only have 93 blood ore, so I don't know whether that's enough. Calx powder, Calx, Calspar, Granum powder, Amarantum. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just refer to my emulator. Sorry, the Mortal Online emulator. So I'm just gonna go AFK for a little bit. I'm not gonna cut the video. I'm just gonna refer to. You might like to refer to the emulator as well at this time while I'm doing it. Okay, so we need to make pig iron. Oh, there's always something happening in Meduli. Always. Okay, so to get pig iron, use 10,000 units of blood ore with coke. 390. Okay. So I don't have 1,000 units, but so I might need a calculator as well. One good way you can do it is if you divide 10,000 with 390. That'll give you the ratio. So it works out to be about 25.64. So about 25.64. So now it's time to use your maths. Alright, so we've got 93. So we have 93 blood ore, so we'd divide 93 with 25.64. Maybe we use a whole number, so 93 divided by 26. Alright, so we use 4 units of coke. Alright, so we need coke. Okay, so now so what's the ratio to make coke? Okay. So there's 2 options. You can use coal with coal, or you can use coal with Calx powder. Let me just see. So we have how much of that do we have? We have 255. So we have more coal than we have. Maybe we can use. Maybe we use coal with coal. So back to our calculator. And so if you guys don't want to watch all this calculation and all the stuff going on, me going AFK, just use the time markers to skip ahead. But for those of you who want to work this out with me as you're watching, then feel free. Okay, so to get coke, you use 10,000 coal with 596 coal. So we divide that by 596. That gives you about 17. So let's say we were to use 100 coal. Divide that by 17. Okay, so 100 we use, so 100 use about 6. Okay, so let's go and make coke first in the furnace. So 100 units of coal with 6 units of coal. Alright, let me just put that down. I've got a tablet which I use to do my calculation, so I don't have to alt tab. Alright, so that's going to be our... Wait, that's Calx powder. Wrong one. This is the one. Okay, so let's go to the furnace. We'll do this one step at a time. Okay, so hopefully this works. Hopefully I get some coal. I'm not sure how much I'll get though. 44 coke, right. I think that's good enough. Yeah, I really wish that they could turn off the, every time I walk past the Meduli town cry, it says something. Okay, so let's... Alright, so back to my emulator. So now that we have some coke, we can try and make some pig iron. Okay, so... Right. So if I remember correctly, 93 divided by, I think it was 26, wasn't it? You guys would know, you were watching this video. So I think that's about 4 coke. Okay, so let me just verify that. 10,000 divided by 390. Yep, about 26. So 93 divided by 26. That works to be about, if you round it to the nearest whole number, that would be 4. So 93. Okay, so 93 blood ore with 4 coke. Alright, let's try that out. .93 blood ore with 4 coke. This is not for the this is not as simple as making cuprum. Making cuprum compared to making steel, this is a lot more complicated. Nice, 20 pig iron. Alright, so far so good. Okay, so we have the pig iron. I don't know whether that's enough though. Enough to make steel. Oh, so we have additional. Okay, so I have 74. Okay, so now comes the part where you really need to Okay, so now we have pig iron, and we have coke, and we have calx powder, saburo powder. So now we need to do refining. So refining involves a primary and two secondary materials. So the first thing we need is to make grain steel, because that's the prerequisite before you make steel. So we need pig iron as the primary, and coke as the secondary, and calx powder as the secondary. There's two secondary ingredients there. So how many do we have? We have 74 pig iron. So okay, so let's say we use 70 pig iron, then we use 35 units of coke and 35 units of calx powder. Alright, let's do this. Okay, let me just check that I have enough ingredients for... Okay, so the correct materials. Okay, so we need to use refining. Okay. Alright, so one thing that I need to mention to you, and you need to be very aware of this, is that when you're doing refining, make sure you use this one. Do not do extract. Do not use this one. Make sure you use refining, and you get a different window. This is very important. Let me put calx powder in here. Cool. 31 grain steel. Alright, we're almost there. We are almost there. Just one more step. Okay, so that's grain steel. Alright, so the last step in this whole process, you need to put grain steel as the primary, coal as the secondary, and saburo powder, which I have plenty of. Why can't I... It won't let me type 30 in there for some reason. I think that's a bug. I might need to report it. Okay, so I need coal. Where is coal? Alright, so I need 15 of that, and 15 saburo powder. Let me just double check, verify that this is the correct... Yes, okay. Alright, let's go back to the furnace. Okay, it's a little bit awkward there. It won't let me select the furnace. Grain steel. Oh, made my own mistake. So even I almost made the mistake. So guys, make sure you use refining. Got a little bit distracted just now. Grain steel, coal, and saburo powder. Nice. we did it. So that's how you make steel. You successfully fused the materials. This is awesome. Okay, so we put that away. Now I did notice something, you know, pig iron and grain steel, they kind of look almost a little bit identical, except for the fact that it's, you know, pig iron is a little bit rough, whereas grain steel kind of looks a bit more, you know, refined, as in, what do you call, looks a bit more clear and, you know, smooth, and then steel is much more, you know, smooth as well. So yeah, that's how you make steel. And so I hope that you find this helpful. And what this means is that I'm going to be able to make steel weapons and other steel, you know, weapons of war. So it'll be good. It'll be really handy for me in the future. So hope that you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you could please like, comment, subscribe and share. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Take care.